The question today is, how are you minding your own business? Let's get into it. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Minding Your Own Business. Guys, I have such a treat for you today. Nachi is back with us for season 2 of the pod. Thank you so much for being here. How are you?
Oh my God, thank you for having me again. I just love minding her own business so much, and to be now on video, so I'm very excited.
I know, we're on camera, and it's not like the grainy webcam recording from your laptop. Like, we got dressed up for this. We weren't in our sweats because, not gonna lie, I think last time I was totally in like yoga pants.
We had to commit this time, like head to toe.
Yeah, and then I know you show up like fully, so then I was like, okay, let me get my life together and at least put together a fit for this. I'm so happy you're here.
Thank you for having me, babe.
Of course. And so, okay, so last time we talked a lot about Gostosa Energy. Let's do your intro and let's just get into this.
Yeah.
There's so much to talk about. So for our listeners, if you haven't listened to Nachi's episode, you definitely want to check it out. But for all of our new listeners, Nathi Narciso is a first-gen bilingual Brazilian empowerment strategist, speaker, and community leader based in New York City and the founder of Gostosa Energy. She helps women build lives that actually feel like theirs, choosing what success looks like on their own terms. Her work blends self-love, strategy, and lived experience, showing what empowerment looks like in real life, not just theory. Through conversation, community, and presence, Nachi creates spaces where women feel seen, supported, and free to show up as their whole damn selves.
You know,
that part. Okay, so let's get into it. Last year, you were building Gostosa Energy.
Yes.
And one thing that I learned about you, and I didn't really know, we weren't as close as we are today, is that you work a full-time job.
A lot of people don't know that.
Girl, and she's just not working like any full-time job. She's like got a big girl full-time job, and she builds Gostosa Energy as if it's also her full-time job. How do you do it? Where are you at with all of this?
I don't. So,
okay.
Honestly, you know, as a lot of us women, we are very multi-passionate women. And I feel like we all go in a course where society tells us like where we need to go, right? So like go to school, find a big girl job, and then like find a husband, create a family. Like you have all these steps where I was like, but like I'm not happy, you know?
Yeah.
So I have this big girl job and like I went to school, I did everything that was told to do.
Yeah.
But when you feel like you're in a rat wheel and like all your days are just kind of gray, like where's the fun in that? Like, aren't we supposed to be living? Why am I just existing?
Yeah.
So that's when I took a little bit of my own personal development journey of like finding self-love and really understanding who I am as a woman, as a person, as an individual. And I was like, there's more to life. So when I decided that I wanted to actually live, I was like, okay, I'm sure there are other women out there too. So that's when I created the community, and it's been amazing. But also it's been very draining because as a recovering perfectionist, I try and I strive to always be the best as I can be in everything that I do. So last year, even though it was very fulfilling, I was very, very tired. And I basically realized that I was burning out because I was trying to be the best professional, the best founder, the best leader, the best wife, etc. And now I'm just trying to take it a day by day. And I'm just trying to be purposeful and very intentional with everything that I do and everywhere I show up.
Absolutely relate to burnout. When I used to think about like the hardest year of my life, I actually think 2025 took the cake. Like I thought I was literally getting like a heart attack at one point with the amount of anxiety and stress I was putting myself through because, to your point, I wanted to do all the things. My life was super great in my corporate job. And then I realized that I was like building something and I didn't feel like I felt like I wanted to do other things and I didn't want to choose, right? And I think a lot of women especially, we just take on the burden of everything and we carry so much of like the emotional stress of the people that we serve. And when I say like people that we serve is we're very nurturing and giving individuals by nature. And whether it's the job that you have or like the life that you're building, there's still a level of service that requires giving of you. And then there's definitely times in which you just look and go, whoa, like what have I done for myself at all this week? I have nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm so tired, I just want to take a nap.
Yeah.
right?
100%. And like, you need to be very intentional on like finding that time for yourself. And I know it's really hard for a lot of us, right? And especially those that are like our moms as well. And I feel like, honestly, Vicky, I feel like at times I'm holding on to like all these plates and I'm trying not to let them drop.
Yeah.
But the problem is, if I drop one of them, I'm also trying to clean it up while holding the other one. And I'm like, oh my God, there's just like so much.
And then there's like spaghetti filling on the floor with the one plate. And then you're like, oh, but there's sauce here. And then, yeah, I totally feel that too. And I think like this has been a common conversation with a lot of my girlfriends. We're all just feeling life changes. We're in our 30s, like our priorities are still slowly realigning into, like, I don't know, just more intentionality, slower pace, like doing things that light you up. And if it's not a part of that, it's kind of like, well, I just don't want to do it anymore. I'm not in my people pleasing era. And it's so different walking into a space where you're just like, okay, none of these conversations are adding value to my life, or they're very arbitrary and surface level. And I really don't care about what's happening, and realigning and going like, okay, there's more to life than this. It's like a pretty daunting thing. Not everyone does that. So like, how are you starting to navigate that in the face of your burnout? What are steps that you're taking to kind of discover parts of Nachi that are there, but you haven't been taking care of?
I'm like the biggest advocate for self-love and self-love practices. And one of the things that I have been loving to do the last like couple of years, I actually had to stop due to like health reasons, but what I love is my Gostosa Energy walks. Like, I would start my day. I have a morning routine because I think that's very important. That's the only time of the day that I actually have for myself before, you know, all the noise from like the day comes. So definitely find, even if it's an hour, even if it's 10 minutes, like some alone time for you. Either read, write. Morning pages I love morning pages. It's like supplemental to therapy. You know, like it's just you putting down your thoughts, like having that conversation with yourself. So I just find little moments in the day. I try to find poetry in my days, Vicky.
Oh, you call it poetry?
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so I call it magic moments.
I love that.
Yeah, where just, it's like I'm walking down the street and then I have this like hi God, that was cute. Or like, oh, this is my life. Or, oh, I really wished for that tiny thing to happen today and you made it happen. Yeah. And I don't know, I love the poetry because poetry is so beautiful. It's lyrical. It like warms your heart. It inspires emotion.
And it can be even in the sad moments, right? Like we have poems that are they're so sad and sometimes they're tragic, but they're beautiful. So like I'm a Sagittarius, so I will always find the silver lining. But always finding the silver lining in whatever you're going through, because you're going to get through it, but you need to be intentional about it.
I completely agree. And I think something that, if you're listening to this and you're kind of going through this season of burnout, listen to your body. That is the biggest thing. Like, I remember peak burnout, I was like not breathing, like actually not breathing, and like holding my breath, and I was getting chest pain. Yeah. I remember there was like an explicit day where I was on a call at work and I was like, my chest hurts and I'm kind of worried. Should I be worried? And my colleague on the other line was like, oh, are you sick? And I was like, I don't know, but this isn't normal. Yeah. Something's wrong. Honestly, I pushed through because that's what I do. I pushed through, and then I just broke down in tears like a couple of days later and realized like, whoa, this is not okay. Yeah. I need to find help. What are like early signs of burnout? At least what were your early signs of burnout so that someone else potentially experiencing that can identify that? And what are some tools that you have started to apply outside of your self-care moments that have really helped?
What I felt in my body, I knew that like my cortisol level was high. It was like, I wouldn't have energy during my workouts anymore. I would always be on the verge of bursting out and having a meltdown, crying at any moment. Like somebody couldn't say one thing to me and I'm like, oh, I'm so overwhelmed. Like my poor husband, he had to hear that so many times, not knowing what to do. He's just like, But I felt anxiety. I actually felt it in my skin. And I didn't realize that was really, because I'm not somebody who suffers from anxiety often. And I didn't realize it was anxiety until I was actually on vacation and I didn't feel that anymore. And I was like, oh, this is what it's supposed to feel like normally.
Yeah, like, oh, this is like my body, and like
This is like my body, and
Like
it's like
really
regular,
chill.
like this is what you're supposed to be. Also, my heart rate. So I wear an Apple Watch, and I would realize sometimes during the day, depending on like what kind of meeting I was having, my heart rate would go up. I'm like, why is it going up right now? Therapy is like really what saves me. So, I'm very lucky, I'm very privileged that I have a lot of professionals around me, and I have my group and my people that like really cheer me on. And, just take a 3-week vacation if you're able to. I know that's not as very me being very privileged, but like that was the best thing I could have done for myself.
Yeah.
Is actually just stop and like enjoy the moment and be present, not show up on social media, not show up for other people, just be present.
Yeah, I mean, and you even like took a quiet pause from friendships, and everyone knew like, oh, she's going on vacation, just like let her be.
Yeah.
And I think that's huge. I think that when you say like all of these things, I want to also acknowledge that not everyone has the capacity to like
100%.
really turn off and step away. And if you are in that phase of your life, I also would love to share with you, like for me, I've never like done a hard pause, but I do a lot of little things. Like I'm very intentional on like structuring my calendar now of this is my time to self-care, or this is my time where if I can keep my promises to clients and I'm willing to wake up for a 5 a.m. call for a client, why wouldn't I be willing to wake up for a 5 a.m. Pilates class? Because that makes me really happy and I feel good about it after. Even though, it's like freaking cold, right? And it takes more work, right? Or just simple things like making a home-cooked meal, or like making my bed in the morning, just telling myself how grateful I am to have a bed in a warm place to call home. Like those just little moments where you're able to reflect on your now versus like, oh my God, what do I need to get done? Help ground you a lot.
And I love what you said, because it's like, if I'm able to wake up at 5 a.m. to serve somebody, right, to go because it's my business and I can talk to a client, why can't you do it for yourself, right? Yeah. A lot of people are like, oh, I can cook. I love cooking for people, but like, why don't you cook for yourself?
Yeah.
So it's like, try to see like things that you do for other people and like, okay, maybe I'll substitute that person out for myself.
Oh yeah, I'm like such a big gift giver. Like if I love you, you will get presents from me. It's just like
that's your
I
love
see
language.
it and I pick it up and I hold on to it, and I don't need an occasion. I'll just be like, I thought of you, here you go. Yes, don't worry about the price, right? And so I think doing that for yourself. Like what is your gift to yourself? Do you love to go get facials? Do you love a little moment where you can window shop? Do you love your cafecito? Like whatever it is, those like small little things that just make you feel good. Like there's ways to do it that are within your means of your life. And I think that's something that when you're in the thick of it, it just feels so impossible. And I love your story of, you came to the United States, you're from Brazil. I think anyone that comes from like a cultural background outside of the States also comes with like a lot of expectations and a lot of pressure to be like, I need to be performing because my family sacrificed so much to put me in this place of privilege that I'm in. And to step away from that and go, well, hey, mom and dad, I went to school, I got the big girl job, I met the love of my life, I got married, and then I'm freaking tired. And I hate my job.
It's so funny, Vicky, that you say that. I've been thinking a lot about that because I've been seeing, right now we have a lot of like first gen, like daughters of immigrant parents. And because I came here when I was 10 years old, like I have a lot of those friends. And sometimes I forget that I am the immigrant. Yes, I also feel like some way, somehow I need to give back to my parents, but like I am the immigrant myself. And I need to remind myself of that at times because I heard a lot growing up, like, because you're not from here, you need to do X, Y, and Z just so you have the same like starting point. And I never feel like that. I feel like I'm always doing the most, but it's something that like I think about, and I want to define success in my own terms. Like that's my new thing. I love my parents, but you know what? I didn't choose to come. So now I'm choosing to define how I'm gonna live my life.
I think that just made me think of a conversation I had with my mom some time ago. And it's funny when you're an adult and you talk to your parents about like their perspective of you as a kid. So we were having this whole conversation, And I just told her like how I would always feel stressed that I had to do more. And she just looked at me and went, but Vicky, like, no one ever told you to get the A's. No one ever told you to do the stars. No one ever told you that like you had to do these things. All I wanted you to do was have a better life than what I had. I wanted you to grow up to be a good human, and I wanted you to go to college because I didn't get to do that. And she's like, that's all I wanted. The fact that you did all of this stuff, she's like, that is on you, and you need to stop trying to be everything to everyone, and like, what do you want to do? And like, we support whatever you want to do. And it's like my inner child like just had her aha moment of, oh, really? Like, I don't have to be all these things. I mean, like, innately, I still want all the fucking stars on the chart because that's just who
you're
I
the
am.
eldest daughter, as am I, so you know.
Yeah, I want my cake. I want to eat it too, and I want to pick how you're decorating it. But at the same time, it was just such a like, oh, okay, I could do that. Yeah. Like, my timeline is not like everyone else's, right? Yes. And it's like the self-imposed like pressure of, oh my God, I did all the things, I hit all the stars, but like, there's still some I haven't done, and I kind of just like don't feel stressed to do them anymore, right?
Yeah, and like, and again, you ask yourself, like, does it make me happy? And like, why am I doing it? Yeah. Who am I doing it for, right? Yeah. At the end of the day, like, why are we on this earth for? Is it living? Or is it just checking boxes?
Yeah, and I think at the end of the day, like, and you're my friend, and all my friends tell me, like, you just need to say no. Like, who cares what anyone else thinks? Like, just do your thing.
Yeah.
And I'm really working on that for myself, and you are one of the people that have inspired me to, like, really show up authentically in the world. But I think for, like, our younger people listening, what advice would you give them if they're struggling to do that? Like, where do you start? Because I don't know about you, but I struggle with it every single day. And I'm about to be 34 years old.
I struggle with it too.
Oh my God, I just told my age on my pod. Okay, you guys will figure it out anyway.
I think that's part of it, right? It's saying like, I'm 34 years old and I'm still figuring it out. Like, I don't know about you, but when I was younger, like somebody said they were 34, I'm like, oh, they got it all figured out. Like,
she's got some great.
She's an adult. Like, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. And the older I get, the more I see that people are just like faking until they're making it, and like nobody knows what's going on, and they're just figuring it out as they go. Right. And that's my advice. Like, be true to yourself above anything else. Yeah. And like, be the person that you wish you had. Yeah. Like, I always told myself that I moved here when I was young and I didn't have anybody. Like, I had to like literally pave my way with my pink glittery machete. And today I'm able to be that woman for that young girl that I was. And if you just keep being true to yourself, true to your heart, you're gonna get everything you ever wish for. Oh my God, I always cry.
You made me cry last time too. And we always do it around the same time of year. Because remember, we talked about finding love last year.
Yes.
By the way, y'all, I'm still single, but it's fine. We'll figure it out. We're building another business. That's the baby I'm having this year.
Yeah. You know what? I have to say something with that. There is something that I heard, and I take it with me. I'm somebody that not really trying to have children. And I heard that if you're a woman with a uterus that you either choose or you don't want, or you can't have like a child through your uterus because of your uterus, you birth with your brain. And I thought that was so powerful because it's exactly what a lot of us like do. There's like our projects or businesses, they are our babies.
Yeah.
You know, and just keep doing, keep putting them on the world because we love it.
That's such a good mic drop. No comment, no further questions. Where can we find you if we want to hang out with you more online?
And please hang out with me. My friends told me I need to show up more like online, like I do in real life. They say I'm funner in real life.
I mean, I'm very biased, but I've never told you that.
So you can always find me on Instagram and TikTok, Nathi Narciso, Nathinarciso.
I was gonna say the spelling really matters because like I'm not Brazilian, I don't speak Portuguese, and I thought it was Nathi because I speak Spanish, so I didn't know. So Nachi with the ch is the th in English. Okay.
Think of like nacho with an I. I always use that.
I'm dead. Okay.
And then Gostosa Energy on Instagram. That is the community for bilingual, bicultural women that live between cultures and that are just living their self-love era and are trying to define success in their own terms.
Love that. Should we play rapid fire real quick?
Please,
We've got to
let's
go.
do it.
Okay, where's your favorite place to shop? Because your fit checks are always amazing.
I don't have a specific place. I'm a big Zara girl. Just like anywhere I'm out, I see something and I'm like, I can see a whole outfit. I just buy it.
Okay, that's fair. What is your go-to snack when you're like, oh, I'm hungry? What do you crave?
I have a big on protein stuff. So I have a new thing where I crave a lot of sweets, but I'm trying to watch what I eat. So I love Ghost, the protein, this brand called Ghost Lifestyle, I think, or Life. Yeah. They have a Chips Ahoy protein.
Whoa.
And I love it every single day. And I put a little of the reduced fat whipped topping. And I mix both of those and I eat that as a dessert. And it's like eating dessert that's higher calories. But this is just I'm watching my protein and stuff.
That sounds really good. You have to send us the link.
Yeah.
We'll put it in the podcast episode.
Yeah, and Ghost, feel free to sponsor me. Your girl is I eat that thing every day.
If you could book a flight today, where would you go?
Oh my God, anywhere in the world. But right now I am planning, hopefully I'll have my sabbatical soon at work. And I'm planning to go to Italy for 5 weeks and study and, parlo italiano.
Oh, all the Aperol spritzes you can ever have. Now she's an Aperol spritz girl. Okay, and then last question, how do you mind your own business?
By defining success on my own terms. I'm perfecting myself and I'm ready to just go and be raw and real and authentic.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, I love it. Yeah, so good.
Thank you guys for showing up today. We'll be here next Tuesday for our next guest. Stay tuned. Bye.